someone is running a small business and they want to scale and they want to position it, so the business becomes sellable to Walmart, to any other big company. What kind of your main strategy is to scale a business and make it attractive for the acquisition?
Yes, I think, well, I mean, it probably depends on the business a little bit and what they want. And if they're looking to scale it to a much higher number for a higher valuation because the exit is what's meaningful to them, then it becomes a fairly comprehensive thing they need to look at. So, I mean, the first one I usually start with is strategy, which is who are we? What's differentiated about us in the market? Why should somebody work with us versus somebody else? How do we make that sustainable over time? How do we build a differentiated solution or product or you know whatever it might be to have more people come to us? If you're doing things the same way, if your strategy is the same, if your pricing the same, if you're distributing the same, you're not gonna differentiate. Create a very compelling, clear, differentiated strategies. The second one is around people and making sure you have the right team, people. And if you're a very small company, it may be the right partners that you outsource it to help you scale your business more effectively. Because quite often, a lot of the people that got us to where we are today are not going to be the ones that help us level up the business. And so being very thoughtful and conscious about our people strategy is a critical part of it.
While we're talking about people, what's your, and you probably hired tons of a lot of people during your career. What's your approach to hiring?
So, one is cultural fit. Are they going to work? Two is, are they somewhat contrary to what, for example, if they're working for me, what I believe or think? I don't want just yes people. I want people who are willing to challenge so the best idea can win. So culture fit, contrary, are they smart? Are they performance driven? Do they like being in a culture that's very committed to excelling and growth? And then I kind of look for three things. So these are the three things that I ask about. Especially, you can ask this about anybody you're working with today to know if they're the ones who can take you to the next level. One is knowing what you know today. Would you enthusiastically rehire them? So if the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, or it's a hesitant yes, then you have to do some digging to see if they can help you make the leap to scale your business. So one, you'd be able to answer yes, I'll enthusiastically rehire them. The second one is they don't need to be managed. So as a CEO or owner of a business, your job is to lead people, but you don't have time to manage people. And there's an important distinction between the two. And then the third one is that they will regularly wow you. They come up with a new idea. They have something that they do something that you weren't even planning on them doing, and they do it better than you even could imagine. So would you enthusiastically rehire them? Do they continually regularly wow you? And do they not need to be managed? I'm
That's
looking for
great.
that when I interview people, but I'm also doing that when I go work with a client. We will assess their team and be asking those questions to try to understand, do we have the right people in place? So
Great.
people, strategy, and then execution, which we've talked about a few times, is building a discipline and a culture around execution, making sure we have the right KPIs in place, the ones that matter. Don't worry about the rest. It's a handful of KPIs, that we have scoreboards, that we communicate quick, that we are able to really go out and hit the market. And then the one which you touched upon a little bit earlier is cash. How are we going to fuel our growth? Growth costs money. And I think if people are serious about growing their business, they have to have sources of capital. And for each owner, that's different what works for them. Ideally, most of it they can generate from their business, but that's not always the case. So they may have to look at other financing instruments as well. So when
Okay.
I go in, that's what I work with clients on is really, you want to scale? Great. Let's get your people right. Let's get your strategy right. Let's build a culture of execution that's top notch. And then let's make sure we have the cash to fuel the business.